You can hear me now again? I'm frozen again though, right? I think I'm frozen again. I think I'm frozen again. Am I frozen on the screen? Because I'm frozen. Am I frozen? Am I frozen? Am I frozen? I'm not frozen? Okay, you're sure I'm not frozen? Because I was frozen on mine. We're live, yeah, but I thought I was frozen. You were, Carolyn? All okay now? Okay. We're good now. Okay, good. Because I wasn't... Okay, good. It's going to be 44 tonight. Ooh, chilly for you there, Apple Snapple. Hi, Diana. Diana, you should have got a link to that Patreon video. It says you have a link, like you have an invitation or something. I'm not frozen? Okay, good. All right, so I don't even know where I was. So Lisa said, Lisa's like the court reporter. Let's see. You were at the part where you said the stroller was left in the yard. You want to take it from there? Okay. The stroller was left in the yard. Yeah, I just found that weird. I found that place was really, really empty. I don't know. They still smelled the smell in there. And then when he asked him about the repairs, he went like a little bonkers. So I think he was really afraid of obstruction of justice or something. But he's just a really weird guy. Anyway, Judy, we got that during the summer. So let's just take a look at Mark now, because I think... Just take a look at Mark. See what Mark's up to. Okay, so we had Mark... He was talking to Lori Quinn, right? That cook about the plastic and the shakes, remember? Okay. So then he was always telling her the checks, and he had the whole system with the checks. Every week it was the same thing, but he always acted like it was brand new. Okay. So, okay. He says, where were we? Yeah, just realized my check for last week to you didn't go out. Okay. Then they're talking about the cocoa bars she wanted, right? Let me see where we were. Okay. So he asks her again on December 8th, 2014. Okay. This was like 6 months before the murder, a little over 6 months before the murder. How much do I owe? We are leaving soon, and I want to leave a check on the refrigerator in the garage. She says $163.82. And then he goes, sorry, I had already left. Okay. And then she goes, no biggie. And then she says, on 12/12, hi, Mark, can you send me the check numbers and amounts? They sound like they're both a little bit scatterbrained on stuff. The check numbers and the amounts of the last 3 checks you made to me, I'm reconciling. So he says, yeah, 309, 3709, 163.82, 3702, 160, 20, 3690, 322.53. Then he says, how much do I owe you? She says, $204.15. And then she says, the bread and the rest of the gnocchi We will deliver on Wednesday. And then he says, Kay, do I owe you from last week too? She says, yes, but I think it's still on the fridge. And then she said, Cynthia's going to check when she drops off your order this evening. Mark says, okay, I'll be home in about 20. And then he says to Lori, I think your last check ultimately made it to the mailbox, probably over the weekend. So check's in the mail, Lori. Lori says, okay. Then 1/29/2015, she tells him the invoice is $213.50, includes this week's invoice of $184.44 plus 2 weeks delivery, $10 plus almonds, $19.06. And he says, thanks. And then he says, hi, Lori, no need to reply right now, as it's Sunday afternoon. Aren't you a sport, Mark? Teresa's going to start taping on the 27th of March for an upcoming TV show with a remote cameraman. We were thinking of doing a cooking segment, possibly how to eat healthy on a budget or something. Yeah, he knows how to eat healthy on a budget, right? He's got 2 different cooks preparing meals. He's definitely not on a budget. And wanted to know if you would be interested in having that segment done at your kitchen, maybe after you close that day. Now, isn't that funny, right? If this is like, hey, you're a photographer, thought maybe you'd like to just do our wedding since you're a photographer and maybe you could use it for your portfolio. So could you just photograph our wedding for free? He doesn't tell her that they'll pay her for the use of her kitchen or that they'll promote her business. Gives her absolutely nothing, like what's in it for her or nothing. Okay, just it's what's in it for Mark. So she says, sure, I'd be interested, but we have discussed taping several times before and it never happened. During season, it's a lot of extra work to plan and prepare, which I don't mind as long as it works out. We close at 2 Friday, so I could do a taping around 3 once the kitchen's cleaned up. Does she have any recipes or categories in mind? He says, I will check. She says a few things that come to mind are sweet potato quesadillas and breakfast and lunch options with quinoa. And then he says, we are finally getting her TV shows started. She flies out to Texas to start taping at the end of April. I will call you soon. See, another reason, why would he, I don't know, she was going to have a TV show now. Okay, that would mean more money for Mark. She'd be gone more because if she's taping out wherever she's taping, I just don't understand why he felt the need to do this. I don't, okay. Then she says the one for the inflammatory vitamins. And he goes, no, her TV show. And she goes, oh, I guess, oh, she means the tape for the inflammatory. And she goes, wow, she's amazing. I'll call you tomorrow. Want to hear more? And then he says, I just saw your text. This is March 16th, 2015. I'm looking forward to talking with you tomorrow. I'm going to be tied up until after 2 p.m. And then she says, okay, I'll call you after then. He says, sorry, I forgot to leave a check, even though Teresa reminded me, frowny face. Then he says, what do I owe you for Monday? I can either mail it or give it to you Friday. She says, did you get my email from the past due check a few weeks back? I can add the total if that helps. Then he says, I just saw that email when I was looking for the invoice for the week. I emailed you back a response with a check number and a check date. Then he says, does that mean you found it? Now how much do I owe you for this week? Because they redacted what she said. Then she says, no, didn't find. Did you see that it cleared? This week is $137.80. Friday I can only stay until 5. Is that okay? He says, I just checked with the bank. It is not cleared, so I'll issue you a check for that amount plus the new amount and have it ready for you tomorrow. If you do receive the original check, just let me know, and of course you can tear it up. You guys will be done long before 5. I just checked with the doctor. She says, great. I'm a little worried because my kitchen is not set up well for taping. It is set up for function, so I'm not sure how well the video will come out. Then she said, recipes. I was thinking of veggie quesadilla, a veggie taco, chicken on salad, and brownie smoothie made out of she says sweet potatoes, but I think she means sweet, okay? He says, don't worry, it's a real kitchen. It will be fine. 3 smiley faces. Then he says, okay, sounds good, and we can banter about some of the benefits, and most importantly, I'm going to need some of that chocolate smoothie. Laugh out loud. And he wrote laugh out loud. He wrote that out, not LOL. He wrote laugh out loud. Because you're probably using voice to text, and it just put it in there, and he didn't proofread it like he asked Teresa. Okay, so she says, great. Simple, easy. Though I had the shake ready for you, Teresa gulped it all down. Sorry, I tried, LOL. He says, glad to hear, although I knew it would flow freely between you two. Thank you very much for your help today, 2 exclamation points and a smiley face. She says, my pleasure, exclamation point. Then, let's see, he says, sorry to bother you. How much is the invoice for this week? Every single week. $5.83. And then she sent an audio message, but then said, oops, sorry. He said, thanks. She said, I have not been charging you delivery. Will you leave Cynthia a tip in lieu? And he says, oops, I haven't even thought about that. Frowny face, of course. And then she sent some kind of a face, so small. So then she said, hi, Cynthia did not work today, so I will not be able to make your delivery until tomorrow morning at 8:30. I hope that's not too much of an inconvenience. He says, no worries. T leaves for work by 8:30. She says, I will do my very best to get there at 8:30. And then she said, en route at 8:35-ish ETA. I received 2 invoices this morning. How much do I owe you? Remember, add $16.50 from last week. And she says $68.37. Tell T we don't get a bagel shipment until tomorrow morning. And then he says, thanks, check will be ready.